2020. This is the Sakar Murli of 17th July 2021. And today's Murli is actually all the Murlis are very special. Today Murli is especially for those who are on the path of devotion, because there is a big contrast between the people who are in the path of devotion and those who comes in the path of knowledge. And in the path of devotion, we have a lot of pictures. There are so many rituals. There are so many pilgrimages. There are so many rules and regulation, variety things. But although everything is very confused in the path of devotion, but still the internal feelings for God, the bhavana, is very pure. And because of that, Baba fulfills the desires. And in many Murlis, Baba tell us and explore what are the reason behind the path of devotion. And in many Murli, Baba also tell us that what are the various aspects of the various ways and means we adopt in the path of devotion. Baba also explore the meaning of the stories which we used to listen in the path of devotion, the pictures which we used to see in the path of devotion, and all the festival which we celebrate on the path of devotion. Previously, we just enjoy, but now we can understand and enjoy from internally. So today's Murli is totally a contrast between the path of devotion and what we have to do in the path of knowledge. So the essence is, sweet children, the Father, the ocean of knowledge, has come to give each of you a third eye of knowledge with which the lights of you souls are ignited. The question is, why is the Father called Karan Karavanhar? What does he do himself and what does he inspire others to do? The answer is, Baba says, I carry out the task of speaking the Murli of you children. I speak the Murli to you, give you a mantra and make you worthy. I then carry out the inauguration of heaven. Through you children, you become messengers and give everyone the message. I give you children directions. This is my mercy and blessings. So Baba Murli is giving us the direction, and these directions are Baba's mercy as well as blessings. Today's song is Who Has Come Here in the Early Morning Hours. Om Shanti. Good. I think most of you can understand Hindi also.
No, we don't understand Hindi.
Yeah, the song is actually accurate.
Yes.
You children heard the song. Who comes to awaken us children early in the morning, so that our third eyes of knowledge completely open. So here we are not talking about these eyes to open. Baba is talking about our third eye to open. And the morning is not the limited morning. Morning is also this unlimited morning time. That is this confluence age. Our third eye of knowledge have been opened by the ocean of knowledge. the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Actually, in the path of devotion, also, people want that whenever they awaken early in the morning, first they want to see the picture of the one who they worship, the picture of the God. So actually, the definition of God is vary, but still they want to see the one who is very much fortunate for them. That is God. So here also, Baba says that who comes early in the morning, that is Baba. And when we open our third eye, we see it is actually Baba who opened our third eye. And when we open our third eye, we actually came to know who the Father is. It is said that the Father is the one who ignites our lights, but no one knows that He is the Father. The Brahm Samajis believe that He is a flame. There are many, one is Dharma, another is Samaj. This Brahm Samaj is also a type of dharma, but it is short. Few people makes a Samaj that is called a Brahm Samaj. The Brahm Samajas believe that he is a flame, a light. They keep a lamp constantly lit their temples, lit in their temples because they believe God to be the form of light. This is why they continue to light a lamp in their temples. These, this father does not light your lamp with matches because it is not that lamp. This is this lamp. So Baba says this father does not lit your lamp with matches. This is something completely unique. It is sung. The ways and means of gods are unique. So in India, this is an old saying. In Hindi, we say, Teri gatmat tum hi jano aur na jane koi. That is, in English, we say the ways and means of God are unique. You children now understand that the Father comes and teaches you knowledge and yoga in order to grant you salvation. There definitely has to be someone to teach you this. The body would not teach anything. It is the soul that does everything. Good and bad sanskars are in souls. Because of the existence of Ravan at this time, the sanskars of human beings are bad. That is, the five vices have entered everyone. These five vices do not exist in the deities. When there was the deity self-sovereignty in Bharat, these bad sanskar did not exist. You were full of all virtues. The deities had such good sanskars, and you are now imbibing that. Only the Father comes and grants everyone salvation in a second. There have been gurus, saints, etc. on the path of devotion from its beginning, but none of them can grant salvation or liberation to a single person. It is only when the Father comes that everyone receives salvation. People call out to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, for Him to come and destroy the impure world and inaugurate the pure world. That is, open the gates to the pure world. The Father comes and open the gates through the Shiv Shakti's mothers. Salutation to the mothers. In India we say Vande Mataram. Salutation to the mothers have been remembered. None of the women of this time are saluted. Why? Because none of them are elevated. None of them is no, not only a single person is pure at this time. So it's those who are born through the power of yoga who are called elevated. Lakshmi and Narayan are called elevated. When deities existed in Bharat, it was elevated. Human beings do not know these things. They continue to make their own plans. Gandhiji too wanted the kingdom of Rama, which proves that this is the kingdom of Rama. Both things are contrast. So if something good we need, it means the existing thing is bad. Bharat is impure. However, the unlimited Bapuji, we called usually called Mahatma Gandhi as Bapu Gandhi. But here Baba says the unlimited Bapuji, that is Father, that is Supreme Soul, Shiv Baba, is needed to establish the kingdom of Rama and to destroy the kingdom of Ravan. You children know that the kingdom of Ravan is now to be set on fire. So the existing situation is the kingdom of Ravan, the whole Kali Yuga. The Iron Age is the kingdom of Ravan, and it is about to set on fire. All souls are sleeping in the sleep of ignorance. You know that you too were sleeping and that the Father came and awakened you. The night of devotion is coming to an end, and the day is beginning. The night is ending, and the day is beginning. The Father comes at the confluence age. He gives you children divine visions and the third eye of knowledge through which you now know the whole world. So, by this third eye, we now know the whole world, what is happening now, what had happened, which is about to happen in the future. It is your intellects that this is predestined, imperishable drama, and that it continue to turn. You have now woken up. The whole world is sleeping. You children now know the beginning, the middle, and the end of the whole world. The incorporeal world, the subtle reason, and the corporeal world. So we know what is happening in the three times past, present, and future of this world, and also we know about the incorporeal world, the subtle world, and the corporeal world. All the rest of the world is sleeping in the sleep of ignorance of Kumbhakarna. So, according to the path of devotion, Kumbhakarna was actually the brother of Ravan. So, if Ravan are five vices, Kumbhakarna, that is the laziness. No? So, everybody is sleeping in the path of laziness, or we can say the path of ignorance. No one knows who the purifier is. People call out, "O purifier, come." They do not say, "Come and tell us the secrets of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world." The Father says, "By knowing this world cycle, you will become the rulers of the globe." Only by having remembrance do you become pure. You also know that destruction is just ahead. The war has to take place. There was not a war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. These are just stories of the path of devotion. So Baba says, who were the Pandavas? No one knows. So the path of devotion have different stories about the Pandavas and Kauravas. But actually Baba is telling us who the Pandavas are. We are the Pandavas. There is no question of an army, etc. You have the Supreme Soul from beyond this world and your side in a practical way. Only from that Father do you receive the inheritance. You know that the Krishna soul takes 84 births and that he is now receiving the inheritance from the Father once again. So we know that who the Krishna is now, and the history and geography of the world repeat. You children now definitely have to become Satupradhan before destruction takes place. Remain as pure as a lotus while living at home with your family. God speaks is remembered. Yeah, in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, before every shlok, there is always says God speaks. This word is always says Bhagavan Uvach. God speaks. That is why it is remembered. While living at home, become pure in this one birth. Past is past. So this is also a very, very nice knowledge of drama that past is past. We have to put full stop on what has happened in our past. All of this is fixed in the drama. The world has to become Satupradhan. This too is destined in the drama. It is not destined by God. The destiny of the drama is created in this way. This is what the Father sits here and explains. The Father comes when when the second half of the cycle comes to an end. The Father says, I come when the night comes to an end and the day is to begin. People also speak of the night of Shiva. The worshipper of Shiva believes in the night of Shiva, which we call Shivaratri. The government has stopped celebrating at that as a holiday. So during those periods, during that time when Baba has uttered this Murli, at that time and a few years back also, there was not an holiday on Shivratri, but now Shivratri is an holiday in India also. Otherwise, that holiday should continue for at least 1 month. Actually, Brahma Kumaris used to celebrate holiday for 1 month or 2 months also, but but not in the path of devotion. They used to celebrate for a day only. No one knows that Shiv Baba is the bestower of salvation for all. Only he is the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness for all. This birthday should be celebrated with a lot of pomp and splendor by those of all religion for at least 1 month. The Father comes and directly grants salvation to Bharat. In particular, when Bharat was heaven, it used to be the kingdom of the deities. None of the other religion existed at that time. The deities were the master of the world. There was no partition, etc. This is why it is said, we are we are once again attaining our strong, unshakable, divine kingdom of peace, happiness, and prosperity. 5,000 years ago, too, you received the unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father. There was no mention of sorrow in the Sun and Moon dynasty kingdoms. It is remembered, as is King Rama, so are the subjects of Rama. So it was said in Hindi, we say that Ram Raja, Ram Praja. So Jaisa Raja, Vaisi Praja. So Baba says there was no irreligiousness there. Baba has also explained to you about Brahma and Vishnu and what their relationship with each other is. We know that both souls are same. So before, when we were in the path of devotion, there was not even a single thought that it is possible that two deities could be similar, the soul could be similar. But now Baba knows that the soul of both Brahma and Vishnu, or you can say Krishna or Narayan, is similar. And this is the deep relation between the two deities. So Baba says that they have created such a powerful picture, such a wonderful picture showing Brahma emerging from the navel of Vishnu. I think if you will go to search in Google, you will get this picture that how they have made a picture from the navel of Vishnu, Brahma is emerging. So the father explains that it is Lakshmi and Narayan who become Saraswati and Brahma, the world mother and the world father at the end. These two become Vishnu, that is Lakshmi and Narayan. The father sits here and explains that all those images that you see are inaccurate. Hmm? Even the big image they created of Shiva is inaccurate because in India there are Shiva Ling, and in many places in the name of the temple is Shiv Mandir, but the one who is inside the temple is Shankar. So there are many mistakes, there are many inaccuracies in in the path of devotion which we have committed actually. So Baba says that even the big image they create of Shiva is inaccurate. They created big images for devotion. How could a point be worshipped? They can't even understand about Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar. They speak of Trimurti Brahma. They even speak of establishment by Brahma and sustenance by Vishnu, but Brahma does not carry out establishment. Hmm? We know that Brahma can't establish a new world. Would Brahma carry out the establishment of the heaven? No. Only the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, carries out the establishment of heaven. This soul is impure and he is called corporeal Brahma. So an impure soul cannot create a pure world. So that is why Baba is just explaining all this thing. This soul will then become pure and go back home. He will then go to the golden age and become Narayan. So Prajapita Brahma is definitely needed here. However, they have shown images of him existing there. Similarly, the ornaments of knowledge are in fact yours. So we have seen many images of many deities with the huge ornaments, full of ornaments. Baba says that these are actually yours, but they have given them to Vishnu. After they perform intense devotion, they have visions. Mira's name is remembered. Among the males, the number one devotee is Narad, and among the females, Meera is remembered. You are now listening to this knowledge in order to become worthy of marrying Lakshmi or Narayan. Your marriages also takes place. They have shown Narad going to going into a gathering and asking if if he could marry Lakshmi. So this is a story of Narad and Lakshmi, because Narad was a devotee and he wants to marry Lakshmi. So what he did, he changes faces as a Narayan and goes to Lakshmi and says that I want to marry you. But Lakshmi, with the divine light, she knows that actually he is not Narayan, he is someone else. So she shows him the mirror, and in the mirror, he saw his face as a monkey, and monkey means with all the five vices. So until or unless you have become pure and you have given all the five vices, you can't marry Lakshmi. So this is the story in the path of devotion, that a devotee cannot marry a Lakshmi. When a devotee, when we were in the path of devotion, comes in the path of knowledge, we adapt the knowledge, become pure, then only we can marry Lakshmi and become Narayan. So this was the story in the short. So you are now becoming worthy of marrying Lakshmi. All of those stories belong to the path of devotion. The Father sits here and explains to you the things that are real. Lakshmi existed in the golden age, whereas Narad, the devotee, existed in the copper age. How could how would Narad have come in the golden age? It is Radhe and Krishna who were named Lakshmi and Narayan after their marriage. The people of Bharat do not even know this, because in India we have separate temple for Lakshmi Narayan and a separate temple for Radhe Krishna. And many places they have separate temple for Krishna only and a separate temple for Radha only. So here the path of devotion is very vast. People do not know what is the relation between the one deity and another. So Baba says that the people of Bharat do not even know this. There is so much darkness of ignorance. The Father is the benefactor. He makes you benefactors too. Now churn the ocean of knowledge about how to explain to others. The Father sits here and explains how the pictures have been created. They have portrayed Nehru emerging from the navel of the Gandhi. So they feel that it is by showing anything from the navel, it means that there is a close relation between the two souls. So that is why in the path of devotion, even they have shown this picture also, that the Nehru is emerging from the navel of Gandhi. There is so much difference between the deity Vishnu and that human being. Only you children now understand these things. You experience happiness number wise. The unlimited Father is teaching us. You have never heard these things before, because they have written that the Gita was spoken by God Krishna. When did God come and when did he speak the Gita? There is no date or time. They say that the duration of the cycle is hundreds of thousands of years. So according to Hindu scriptures, the duration is hundreds and thousands of years. It does not enter anyone's intellect. The Father now sits here and explains to you children. The tree of Brahmins continue to grow. The number of you is growing larger and it will become countless. You children know how the different clans go around the cycle. The clan of us Brahmins is the most elevated. We are real incognito social workers of Bharat. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is making us do service. We do spiritual service, whereas those people do physical service. When they ask you how you were serving Bharat, tell them we are spiritual servers. We are having heaven inaugurated and established. Shiv Baba is Karan Karavanhar and he is making us do everything. He also carries it out. Who speaks the Murli? Hmm? He does that. He also teaches you how to do the same. He gives you the great mantra. The great mantra is Man Mana Bhava. He taught you how to perform action. So these are various acts which Baba used to perform for us. He then tells you, now teach others. This is why he is called Karan Karavanhar. You children also give the same teachings. Remember the father and the inheritance. You children have to make this message reach everywhere. It shouldn't be that you give this message to others and that you yourself do not stay in remembrance. What would happen then? Hmm? If we'll teach others and we are not following ourselves, then Baba says, what would happen then? Others will make effort and go ahead, whereas those who gave them the message will be left behind. When you do not make effort for remembrance, you are unable to claim a high status. So for claiming a high status, we have to give this Baba's message to all the souls that remember him, Manmana Bhava. Others will become pure through the pilgrimage of remembrance. Just as Baba give the example of the women who are in bondage, they stay in remembrance a great deal because when we have obstacles in our life, the efforts become more powerful. So those who are in the bondage, they used to do more effort remembering Baba. Even though they haven't met Baba, they still write letters to Baba because this is a connection between the souls. It's a connection between one mind and another mind. Baba, I now belong to you. I will definitely remain pure. You children have loving intellects for the Father. Your rosary is created. There is the dual bead in the rosary of Vishnu and in the rosary of Rudraksh. So if you have seen the rosary, you could able to get it more properly. As soon as you pick up a rosary, the tassel and the dual beads first come into your hand. You salute them. Just you put it on the hand and just give a kiss to it. Just salute them. Then there is the rosary. And then the rosary starts. You are making Bharat into heaven, and this rosary is therefore your memorial. The Father has created the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of the Gita. The whole of the old world will be sacrificed into it. The Father is the most beloved Father. He gives you the inheritance of constant happiness for your future 21 births. Those who claimed their inheritance in the previous cycle will definitely come again according to the drama plan. The Father says, children, if you want to go to the land of happiness, become pure. Remember me. You do not have to ask for mercy for help or help. No, I help everyone, but it is you who have to make effort. So Baba will help us, but we have to make effort. There is no question of blessing. The Father says, constantly remember me alone. It is your duty to remember me. To give you direction is His mercy. You may eat and drink, tour around, but you must only eat pure food. We are becoming deities. There won't be onions, etc. there. All of that has to be renounced here. Those things do not exist there. Even their seeds do not exist there. Similarly, there is no illness, etc. in the golden age. Look how much illness has emerged now. There is nothing impure there. Everything is Satopradhan. Look at what people they here eat. Hmm? So variety food is there. So we can see what people used to eat here. The Father now tells you, children, remember me and break away from everyone else and connect yourself to me alone, and you will become pure. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. Number 1. Past is past. Forget the past and make effort to become Satopradhan while living at home with your family. Definitely become pure before destruction takes place. Second, remain engaged in doing the true service of making Bharat into heaven. Your food and drink must be very pure. Only eat pure food. Blessing, may you become a spiritual rose. Today's blessing is, may you become a spiritual rose and spread your spiritual fragrance far and wide as a spiritual server. And spread your spiritual fragrance far and wide as a spiritual server. Spiritual roses spread the fragrance of their spirituality far and wide with their spiritual attitude. The spiritual spirit is always merged in their vision. They always look at the spirit, the soul, and speak to the soul. I am a soul, and I always walk under the canopy of the spiritual Supreme Spirit. Karavanhar, that is the one who makes me move. So Karavanhar of myself, a soul, is the supreme spirit. Those who experience the Lord to be present with them at every second are constantly imperishable and constant in their spiritual fragrance. This is a number one specialty of a spiritual server. Spiritual server have always positive feelings for everyone. They always keep on spreading the fragrance of the real fragrance of real virtues of souls, the peace, love, bliss in the whole world. Wherever they are, they keep on just spreading the fragrance throughout the environment and throughout all the souls who comes in contact. Because the spiritual servers, the real rose, the spiritual rose, he is always in connection with the spiritual father, the supreme father. Today's slogan is to be free from obstacles and claim number one in doing service means to be a number one fortunate soul. To be free from obstacles and claim number one in doing service means to be a number one fortunate soul. So, thanks to Baba for this